Hello everybody, welcome back to Resin Nut. So today I'm going to be trying this mold out. This one I believe came from Temu, and I'm just kind of excited to try it. It's got a really kind of an interesting texture on the inside. Can you see this? I thought it might be just kind of fun to give it a try. It's kind of a larger size, probably a good 4.5 inches. So I'm gonna I've mixed up 8 ounces of resin. And because it's so bumpy on the inside, I am going to go ahead and spray some alcohol in here. Just kind of coat it a bit there. I'm going to squeeze those little ears together down at the bottom. And I see I've got just a couple of little pieces of something in here in the mold, so I'm going to get that out. And actually, now as I look closer, it looks like there's little, can you see that? Looks like these are actually little embedded roses. Okay, so I was going to do this bear in kind of a light brown was my first thought. But now that we know that there's flowers in here, gosh, I don't really want to do a pink or anything. I do kind of still want to do a little bit of a brown. Is that bad? Let's give it a try.
Or shoot, I don't know. Maybe not brown. After all, with the roses, I guess not. Let's try this blue. I think this will be really pretty. I want it to be translucent, kind of like an icy blue, I hope. Okay, that looks about the shade I want it. I think it's going to be really pretty, actually, in this bear. I don't know that 8 ounces is going to be enough, though, so I might have to come back in and make up some more resin, but yeah, I'm excited to get this in there. And there's really no tiny spots, but I am going to do alcohol in here anyway, just because of all the kind of the rough areas around it with the little rose mold. So remember, on a mold this size, this is probably a good 4.5 inches or so, I think. Remember to pour in layers, okay? You're gonna want to read your directions on your resin that you're using, and don't go too deep because you do risk getting a flash cure. And it can be, if it's your first flash cure, it can be stressful, it can be scary. It can smoke, it can bubble. The first time that happened to me, I took my mold and everything that was in it outside, and I threw it across the lawn across my backyard. Luckily, I didn't throw it in the pool, but yeah. Oh my gosh, look, I just noticed that there's a little bow tie in here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and paint that black with my paint pen, my acrylic paint marker that I got from Michael's. Okay, that's about right for that. I'm not too sure I should have done this way. I'm not real happy with the coverage I got. I'm gonna try to kind of clean up around the edges where I kind of went over, but I think that a mica powder painted on that bow tie would have done a much better job than this acrylic pen. Okay, so I'm gonna give it another quick spray, and let's pour this in. Like I said, you should probably pour in layers unless you know your resin really well. And I do know my resin well. I'm gonna go ahead and use this entire 8 ounces, and then I will just watch it kind of closely for a few minutes before I move it to my curing rack. Also, pouring kind of slowly can help with your bubbles too. You know, sometimes if you have a smooth surface, you can pour it down one side and that helps prevent bubbles. You can give it a little bounce there, like I just did, to kind of help remove any bubbles from the bottom. Okay, that took the whole 8 ounces and it's not quite enough. I'm going to have to mix up just a little bit more here, it looks like, but not much. Don't forget to use a baby wipe or paper towel and wipe your craft sticks or tweezers or whatever you're using so that you can reuse them. And I'm going to try to just kind of loosen up any bubbles that might be stuck to those little embedded roses on the sides there, and spray my alcohol so that hopefully they'll start rising up now. But this is really pretty. I'm happy with this shade of blue, at least right now. You can see just right straight through it. And it's kind of nice when you're using translucent resin. Now you can see bubbles that are forming on these kinds of molds. Okay, so this is about done here, and I am going to move it over to my curing rack, fill it up the rest of the way with just a little bit more resin here, and when it is completely cured, I will be back and we will demold it. See you then. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and this is completely cured, and we're ready to demold it. I'm excited to see how this turned out. I'm a little worried about that black bow tie. To be honest, I wish I would have either used the mica powder or just waited completely, but we'll see how it did. I always like these kinds of molds too because they're super stretchy. Even though the resin is kind of dug into the sides of this one because it's kind of really busy in there, but it just stretches right out and comes off with no problem. Like I said before, this particular mold came from Temu, and I've got a few molds, actually a lot of molds from there that I'm super excited to try. And I think a lot of these you can also get on Amazon too, and I'll try to post both links as I find that they're at both places. And I don't need to use any alcohol or anything on this. I'm just spraying a little bit of water in there just to help kind of loosen it up a bit. Okay, gosh, finally got this thing out of here. Ah, it was easy. It's just all these little rosy parts on the sides just really kind of wanted to cling to that mold. I'm going to dry it off really quick and then we'll turn it over and see what we think. Okay, are you ready? Here goes. Oh, wow. Wow, it's actually really pretty. It's really different. But I really kind of like that shade of blue. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of almost looks frosty, like a frosty blue, kind of like almost like a sugared gummy bear. But do you see really closely here? Can you see the rose pattern? It's really pretty. I mean, the texture really does add to this little bear. What do you think about it? So you see what I'm talking about with that bow tie? Not my best work. Yeah, the black isn't working for me, and I shouldn't have tried the paint pen. Yeah, could have done white or the mica powders, but not black. So just try to look past that as you look at this bear. It's pretty. You can see all the way through this, all the way to the top of the ears. And yeah, I actually think it's kind of pretty. I do like the color turned out okay with this, but you know what I'm almost thinking with all those rosebuds? If I don't want to do pink or red or anything like that, I think maybe a glossy white would be really pretty. Um, he's got little eye indentations here. I'm going to go ahead and give him some eyes, and my paint, my black acrylic marker will work great for this. Much better for this than it would with the bow tie. Wasn't thinking that part through very well. But let me know what you guys think would be a great color for this. I think I am going to give this a try in the white. Probably use maybe my Lorez white pigment paste. And if I do something with the mica powders on that bow tie, it's gonna be something light colored, like not my super chameleon powders or anything like that. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to think that out, think that through. I mean, as far as what would look good on that. But yeah, so now he's got some eyes. It gives him a little bit more personality. So, one thing I do want to just remind everybody is when I am trying some of these new projects, like I do often, um, I'm bringing you guys along, hopefully to inspire you and encourage you to try something like this on your own, come up with use your imagination on your colors, give you ideas. Very rarely can you expect any sort of perfection from me. And so I thank you all for your patience. I'm just kind of bringing you guys along on the ride for some of my new experiments. And I sure appreciate all of you. I appreciate the comments, the subscriptions, the likes. Gosh, my channel is growing, and I'm so humbled by that. I just want to thank all of you again for participating in ResinNet. So I'm trying to doctor this up just a bit to, kind of help. It really, honestly, kind of ruined it, this bow tie. It's really kind of stressing me out. But I'm going to try to give it a little bit of a thicker coat to see if I can at least make it a little bit presentable. But yeah, this was a good lesson learned. Yeah, acrylic markers are not great for everything. Okay, I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. It looks better, I think. What do you think? Kind of helped a little bit, kind of coloring in that bow tie a little bit, but yeah. His eyes are cute. I was gonna try to do a little nose on him, but there's not really a flat spot there for the nose, so decided just to leave it blank. But he's cute. All in all, he's cute. And I'm excited to try another one now that I've made this one. I hope if you guys buy this mold, which I will put a link in the description, but let me know what you try. Thank you all for joining me, and I appreciate you, and I hope you had fun with this. And yeah, I really like the translucent color. Um, but yeah, this was a great experiment. So I will see you guys all next time. Thanks again, and have a great day.